Welcome students. Students, now we are starting with very scoring and interesting chapter, another unit of statistics. Okay, now today we'll be introducing or starting about a concept called as mean. Okay, it's a very common concept which we studied since a childhood. In 7th, 8th and 9th also we studied. So let's start with a new concept called as mean. Okay, I'll be going very slowly students, and each and every small points I'll be explaining you. Mean, which is always denoted by x bar in this chapter. Okay, mean is denoted by x bar in this chapter. The synonym for mean, it's average. Mean means average. So basically whatever we find or whatever we do to find the average is nothing but calculation of mean. But in this chapter we'll not say the word average, we'll say it's like a mean. So mean denoted by x bar is nothing but the average. What is the average? Let's take a small example to understand about the average. For example students, I scored in physics, I scored 10 marks. In chemistry, I scored 10 marks. And in biology, I scored 10 marks. Okay, if I ask you what is the average of marks scored by me, in this chapter, I will not use the word average. I will use the word mean. Yes, mean. So can I say students, mean of marks scored by me, mean x bar, will be what? Nothing but the average. How will you find? 10 plus 10 plus 10 upon 3. Students, what you did, see, you added all the quantities, all the scores in the numerator, and upon the number of quantities, there were 3 subjects, physics, chemistry and biology, so 3 came. For example, if I would be having 4 subjects, so you would add the values of the 4 subjects, the scores, upon 4 will come. There is nothing but the average. So mean is nothing but the average. Okay, so this is nothing but 30 upon 3 and 10 is the answer, the x bar, the mean. Okay, now this was the normal scenario. Now in today's lecture students, especially I'll be dealing with the mean of tabulated data. Mean of tabulated data. Let me write over here. Mean of tabulated data. Mean of tabulated data. This means that the data will be given in a tabular form. Okay, class marks will be given to you, values will be given to you, and the quantity, frequency will be given to you. Don't worry, I'll explain each and everything in detail, okay, when we'll come across with the format. So basically today, in today's lecture, we are dealing with the mean of tabulated data. Okay, the first part of it. Now there are 3 methods to find mean of tabulated data. Okay, there are 3 methods. Let me describe to you the 3 methods. Yes students, now please see, there are 3 methods to find mean of tabulated data. There are 3 methods. I'm going very slowly students. I just want you all to pay attention. The first method is direct method. Please repeat with me, you need to by heart the names, because in exam they will ask you to solve the questions for mean and they will just give you the name of the method. First method is the direct method. Second method is shortcut method, and another name for this second method, shortcut method, is assumed mean method. Okay, so either they will ask you shortcut method, or the other name of shortcut method is assumed mean method. And the third method, and I'll say the most important one, is the step deviation method. Okay, what is it? Step deviation method. So please students repeat with me. In this lecture I'll just explain you all the concepts. So please repeat with me the 3 methods of finding out mean of tabulated data. The first is direct method. Repeat with me please. Direct method. Second is shortcut method, also known as assumed mean method, and the third one is step deviation method. Okay, now students, if you start mugging up the formulas and the different 3 methods, you will feel, oh my god, it's so we have to learn 3 methods. Just remember the difference. Please follow what I am saying. Just remember the difference. You just have to remember the first method, direct method, and just the change in the second method and the third method. So that life will be very simple. Okay, so first thing what I'm trying to say, explain over here is I am explaining you the difference between three methods, so it will be very easy for you to memorize the three methods. Don't memorize the three different methods. Just remember direct method and remember the change. Okay, what extra thing we find here and just what extra thing we find here. That's it. Okay, so stay tuned on the screen. Now the first thing I want you all is to memorize the formulas of the three methods. Okay, so right now I'm writing the formulas. If you memorize the formulas, yes, you have to memorize it. There is no logic behind it. If you memorize the formulas, then everything will become very simple. Okay, so just stay tuned on the screen. I'll write the formulas for the three methods. Okay, students, now see, I'm writing for you all the formula for the three different methods. I want you all to just memorize in the comparative manner. Okay, mean, denoted by x bar, x bar, x bar. Now the three different formulas. The formula for finding out mean by the first method, direct method, is summation fx upon summation f. This summation, what I say summation, is a sigma. It's a Greek symbol denoted for the summation. Okay, addition of what? F multiplied by x. Summation of fx. Repeat with me, please repeat with me, students. In this lecture we will just memorize the formulas and the format. Summation of fx upon summation of f. Okay, now what is x and what is f over here? The value of x will be given to you all, students. It is nothing but the class mark. This value of x will be given to you in the question, and f denotes frequency. F denotes frequency, students. Okay, so summation, this symbol means the summation. It's sigma, Greek alphabet. Summation of f multiplied by x, so you will remember as fx upon summation f. Please, I want once again you all to repeat with me this, please. Okay, all of you together. Summation of fx upon summation of f. This is the formula for mean of direct method. What is x? X is class mark and f is frequency. This both data will be given to you. Okay, now comes the turn to memorize the formula for shortcut method, also called as assumed mean method. So the formula is, just remember the change, capital A plus summation fd upon summation f. What's the change? See, I had an extra thing here, capital A plus. Okay, और यहाँ पे earlier it was fx, now it is fd. This is the only change. Yes, that's it. Just remember the change. Don't try and memorize new formulas. Okay, so it's A plus summation fd upon summation f. Here it was x and here it becomes d. Okay, now the basic things are same. Here also the class mark will be given to you. Here also the f means frequency given to you. Now extra thing. Now what about this A? What is this A? Capital A. Now students, as you know, the name of the method, the one name is shortcut method and other name is assume mean method. So when we will study this method, we will be assuming a mean. We will be assuming a mean. So this capital A is nothing but our assumed mean. Okay, how to do it? Don't worry, I'll explain you when we will start. Okay, but we cannot start with the questions unless you mug up the formulas and you know the format. Assumed mean. Okay, and what is the small d? Now just for the sake, take for granted this formula. When we will start with the questions, I'll once again explain you this formula. The value of d, the formula for d is x minus capital A. X is our class mark which will be given to you and A is the mean which we will be assuming. Okay, don't worry. Right now I just want you all to by heart the formulas. Okay, please repeat with me once again. Formula for shortcut method or assume mean method. Mean x bar is capital A plus summation fd upon summation f. Okay, what is x? Class mark. What is f? Frequency. What is A? Assumed mean. What is d? X minus A. Okay, beautiful. Now the last one, step deviation method. Let's memorize the formula. See the change. I want you all to compare between these two formulas. Capital A plus as it is. Okay, now it will come summation ft upon summation f multiply by I. Okay, A, here also A plus plus. Here it was D and here now it is T. Okay, here it is T for tree. So summation ft upon summation f multiply by I. What's the change? Here it was d and here it is t. So okay, and a is the same, assume mean. X means the class mark, f means the frequency. Okay, now extra thing I wrote here t. So what is this t? For now, just take this value. Okay, when we will do it, I'll explain you in detail. The t, how to find t? T is small d upon I. Okay, t is what? Small d upon I. And what was d? D is from here. Everything is, it's a chain. It's a chain. You cannot say that I know this formula but I don't know this formula. If you memorize this formula, then only you can go on the third method. Okay, d was x minus a and t is what? D upon I. What is I? Now what is I over here? I over here is gap between the class marks. Gap between class marks. Okay, I know exactly you must not be knowing what is this gap and what is this class mark. Right now I just want you all to by heart the formulas. You should know the formula, then only we can apply it. Okay, so let's start, students. What is the formula for step deviation? Capital A plus summation ft upon summation f multiply by I. Once again, I want you all to mug up this. Please memorize this. There is no logic behind it, just a formula. 3 methods. Please repeat with me. Dirac method, shortcut method, step deviation method. In Dirac method, the formula is mean x bar summation fx upon summation f. Okay. Shortcut method or assume mean method, a plus summation fd upon summation f, where capital A is assume mean and d is x minus a. Step deviation method, mean x bar, formula is a plus summation ft upon summation f multiply by I. Okay, and here t means d upon I. Okay, and I is what? The gap between the class marks. Okay, so with this consideration, you have memorized the formulas. Now let's move ahead. I want to teach you all the format. The format, how to draw the table. We have to draw the table. Okay, step by step we'll do. One most important thing I want you all to remember over here is, pay attention please. Memorize this fact that in Dirac method, first of all you should know the formula, and you should know this fact that this Dirac method, when you will apply, you will have 3 columns. 3 columns. Please memorize this. You'll have 3 columns in your answer. So Dirac method has 3 columns, like this you memorize. Okay, shortcut method will have 4 columns. And this step deviation method will have 5 columns. Students, believe me, just memorize in the way I am telling you. And now in the next slide I will explain you कि क्या difference है. खाली एक एक column बढ़ रहा है. 3 आपको just memorize करना है Dirac method के 3 columns. एक extra column तो 4th column हो जाएगा, तो shortcut method. एक extra तो it will be the 5th column. So just remember the change. Don't memorize it as 3 different things. Okay, Dirac method, shortcut method, step deviation method. Dirac method, this is the formula, 3 columns. Shortcut method, this is the formula, 4 columns. Step deviation method, this is the formula, 5 columns. Now I'll show you actually how will you draw the table. Okay, once again I repeat, we cannot start with the format if you have not memorized the formula. So please, I'm giving you 1 minute, pause the video, memorize the formulas of 3 things, just memorize it. And 3 columns, 4 columns and 5 columns. Please pause the video, students, right now and copy everything which is there on the screen, please. Okay, students, now please see here the most important thing, what I'm teaching you right now. Okay, we studied 3 methods. See, I'm explaining you the format, and believe me, after this 5 to 10 minutes, you will say, sir, we don't need to mug up the columns. आपने ये columns के headers को याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Okay, just stay tuned with me. Okay, please see here. First method I am teaching you is the Dirac method. Okay, Dirac method, as I told you, Dirac method has 3 columns. You all have mugged up this, and this is the formula of the mean. X bar is summation fx upon summation f. Summation fx upon summation f. Now listen here, 3 columns. First column, second column and the third column. Now students, listen to me very carefully. ये class mark which is called as X, class mark, which is called as X, will always be given to you in the question. Yes, that's it. Next, frequency. This will be given to you in the question. Yes, these two columns will be given to you in the question. Frequency, which is called as quantity. It is called as quantity. For example, if somebody says that there are 7 students who are of the age 15 years. So 7 is the quantity. So 7 will be the frequency. Quantity. Frequency means quantity. And 15 years of age wale students. So 15 will be the class mark. Okay, don't worry, that I'll explain you when we'll solve the question. So class mark X will be given to you. Frequency will be given to you. The third column only you have to draw. That's it. So don't be under the impression we have to memorize the headers. No, class mark will be given to you. Frequency will be given to you. The third column you just have to make. And students, will you need anything to ratify this fx? No. Always remember. Now I'm giving you the hints, the tips. The last columns, here the third column, here the fourth column, and here the fifth column, always comes from the formula. I repeat, the last column, here the third, here the fourth, and here the fifth, always comes from the formula. Now pay attention here. What's the formula given over here? Formula is summation fx upon summation f. So here the basic thing over here is fx. That's the reason यहाँ पे fx आया, the third column में. Here it came as fx. Okay. Now when we will add all the values of fx, that addition is called as summation in maths. Summation denoted by this Greek alphabet. So when I will add, okay, when I will add all these values of fx, I'll get summation fx here. Okay, and when I will add all the values of the frequency, I'll get summation f over here. That's it. And I'll apply, substitute in the formula. At the place of summation fx, I will substitute this value. At the place of summation f, I'll substitute this value. And in 1 minute, I'll get the answer. Okay, so now what we remembered in this Dirac method, this is the formula. And 3 columns. First column class mark will be given to you in the question. Second column frequency given to you in the question. Third column comes from the formula fx. Okay, this is the Dirac method. So simple. Okay, now let's come to the second method. Students, start by hearting this, please. We cannot start with the questions unless and until you mug up this, please. You have to mug up this format. Okay, don't ratify the headers. Okay, just understand and remember as I am teaching you. Next, okay, let's do it fast. Shortcut method. As I told you, other name, it's assumed mean method. Now here it was 3 columns, now it's 4 columns. Okay, and we have learned this formula. Let's do it once again. Mean x bar is what? Capital A plus summation fd upon summation f. Okay, now see this, please pay attention. As I told you, class mark will always be given to you. See the first column, class mark. Okay, now I want you to highlight this, the fourth column, the last wala column. As I told you, the last column always comes from the formula. यहाँ पे fx था तो last column में fx आया. यहाँ पे I have fd तो last column में fd आएगा. Okay? First column class mark कहाँ से आया? Question से. Last column always comes from the formula fd तो यहाँ पे fd आ गया. Okay. Now please mark my words. The second last column always will be frequency. By heart this, please. Second last column. यहाँ पे second last column was this, frequency. Second last column here, frequency. Second last column here also will be frequency. I repeat again. First column हमेशा class mark. कहाँ से? It will be given in the question. Last column always from the formula. fx, so here fx. Here fd, so यहाँ पे fd. यहाँ पे I have ft, so here it will come ft. First column class mark from the formula, from the question, sorry. The last column from the formula, fx, here fx. fd, here fd. ft, here ft. The second last column will always be of frequency. Second last column, frequency will be given to you in the question. Second last column, here, it will be the third one. Frequency will be given to you in the question. second last column, here the fourth column, frequency will be given to you in the question. Okay, so now let's remember the change. See here, please see here, I want you to compare this two. Please see here, class mark given to you, same class mark. Okay, the last column FD comes from the formula, second last frequency comes from the question, it will be given to you. Only change I have written with the black color. Please pay attention. That's the reason I have written it with the black color. This column is the extra column. I'll mark a star also with the black color. इसकी comparison में this is the extra column. It is what D is equal to X minus A. ठीक है, D is equal to X minus A. We already saw this. And what is A? A is the assumed mean. That's the reason name of the method is assumed mean. Now what we do is, now I'll explain you when we will do the sum. यहाँ पे in the X, here different values of X will be given to you. Different values of the X will be given in the question. Any one value which is the central observation, we select. Any one, randomly we select. And we call it as capital A, as a assumed mean. Okay, तो जो भी वैल्यूज दिया होगा x की, इन हिंदी आइल से x की वैल्यूज, उसमें से कोई द सेंट्रल ऑब्जर्वेशन विल कॉल इट एज a and will write over here a. Okay, don't worry, now I know we are not doing the actual question, I am explaining you the format, so that value will be considered as capital A everywhere over here. Okay, so here the extra column is D, I have written with black color. When you will add all the frequency, it is called summation F. When you will add all this FD, F multiply by D, F will be given in the question, frequency D, and the both multiplication will write here, and when we will add it, it's called as FD. It's called summation FD. Summation FD की value substitute over here, summation F की value substitute over here, capital A की value what we have assumed over here. Okay, so hope you understood the format, students. Please repeat with me. Shortcut method, 4 columns, formula is x bar is A plus summation FD upon summation F. First column class mark, I repeat, remember, see the whole chart. First column class mark from the question, last column fx from the formula, here fd from the formula, here ft from the formula. Last column always comes from the formula. Second last columns always will be frequency given to you in the question. Frequency. In this method only change was this D. I am done with my explanation and this lecture also. The third one, step deviation method, I will take only 1 minute. Students, pay attention. Step deviation method, most important with the board exam point of view. It has 5 columns. Formula, repeat with me fast. A plus summation ft upon summation f multiply by I. What is A? You know, assumed mean. T is something different and I is different. Now pay attention what I want to explain to you all. Please see this. Class mark, same. Second column here is D x minus A, same D equal to x minus A. Exactly same. That's the difference. Okay, only change over here is I'll mark the black color star. This column is the extra column. That's it. Frequency. Fourth, the last column comes from the formula. Once again, first column class mark will be given to you in the question. See, class mark. Okay, memorize with me. The last column in the direct method, the third. In the shortcut method, the fourth. In step division, the fifth. The last column comes from where? It comes from the formula. Fx, here fd, here ft. Okay, second last column frequency. Here, these two columns are exactly identical. Only difference is the third column. So 5 columns are there. First 2 columns same from the shortcut method. Last column comes from the formula. Second last frequency. This is the extra. What is this T? T is D upon I. Okay. So similarly, the same thing we will be doing over here. We will be selecting one value as A, and that value will be copied over here. The same 2 columns will be exactly identical. Okay. And T is D upon I. D, the value of D you will get, and I is what? I is the gap. When we'll do the question, we will come to know. If you'll add all the frequency, you'll get summation F. If you'll add all FT, F is this and T is this, you have to multiply. Add all the values, you'll get this FT. At the place of summation FT, you'll substitute this. At the place of summation F, you'll substitute over here. You'll get the value of X bar. I is the gap. In exam, they will never ask you to solve with all 3 methods. Either they will ask you with direct method, with shortcut method, or step division method. But the best way is to practice any question with all 3 methods, and you'll get exact same answers. Okay, Hope students you understood this. Please now pause the video, and I want you all to copy as it is what I have done. Just don't change the way also. How I have written in the sequence and how I mentioned you draw the tables in that sequence. Please pause the video, students, and do it fast.